Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Quest Show. I am Lana Quest, and I am here one day early. So, if you're with me, normally I come on Thursdays. However, since last night was debate night, I did not want to wait 2 days before I did a short recap. So, I'm just popping on right now. Actually, so today is Wednesday. I am popping on right now to do a recap episode of the Quest show regarding the debate. But at 8 o'clock, I am going to jump on the Black and White show that I co host with Brian Rundle. So if you're here, if you have enough energy, if you're not too tired from staying up so late to watch the debate, if that's what you want to call what happened, or the beat down, the knockout, the whatever, watch Trump's ass get spanked, all those things. If you're not too tired from watching that and maybe the commentary afterwards, jump on over at 8 o'clock on YouTube to the Black and White show. And we'll be talking about it again over there because what? We can't get enough of what we saw last night. And this is almost the thing that we Democrats, right? Voters, resistors. This is the thing that we have been wanting from lawmakers, from governors, mayors, Congress, just our Democrats to fight, right? Like to fight, to drag Republicans, like just really give them those knockout blows. Like, you know what? Enough of this you know uh what do you want to call it, polite politics, because nothing about Republicans are polite. They're not polite. You can't trust them, because we saw that with Mitch McConnell, and that was like, we should have, like, after that, those things happened, we should have thrown polite politics out the door. But we got our Joe, and Joe is a gentleman, and he likes polite politics because he is at that age where respectability goes a long way. Bipartisanship, not saying certain things, not acting a certain way. Now, all bets are off. And the great thing about the debate last night, and the great thing about Kamala, is that she was able to drag Trump and just fling him all around. And I don't even think he knew that he was getting dragged and flung around the way he was, because she did it in such a way where it's just like, dang, she hitting him. Dang, she hitting him. And it's like she just did it in a nice and calm and just a classy way. It's almost like it was a freaking classy beatdown. But anyway, enough of my editorializing. Let's get to well, you know what? We're not going to jump on to the debate that quick, because there are a couple of things that did happen this week that I kind of wanted to touch on, because that Florida thing is just Ron DeSantis, Florida is just that state, man. And we could just one day win Florida. I know it's going to be tough. We are spending some money there. And you know what? Why not? Kamala has the money. Why not spend some money in Florida? Why not? As she said, when we fight, we win. We fight everywhere if we can. That's what we should be doing. So anyway, on his way to the season opener, Tyreek Hill from the Miami Dolphins was pulled over by some overzealous police officers. And overzealous is like an understatement, because they weren't overzealous. It was like power tripping police officers. And there's a reason why I'm talking about this case. Normally, we only talk about these things when someone gets, black man shot, black man dies, black this brutality, right? But he did get roughed up, but we have to talk about this. And it's important to talk about it because there's a excuse me, section of black men, not a lot of them, but there are a few who think Trump is for them. I mean, there are people who think Trump is for them. He's not for them either. He's not for white men. He ain't for white women. Like, he's just not for no one but himself. However, I'm talking specifically to black men, right? Because black men are the endangered species. Black men are the group that literally suffers the most. And I say that because Project 2025 got something for you, right? Like, you're running around, you listen to Byron Donalds if you want, you listen to Tim Scott if you want, you listen to Ice Cube if you want, you gonna be in trouble because Project 2025 and Donald Trump has something for black men. What do they have for black men? Nope, it's not the platinum plan. Sorry. No, it's police immunity. Right? What is that going to do for you? It's going to do what happened to Tyreek Hill. And probably the only thing that saved Tyreek Hill was they knew who he was because he was right there about to go inside to play his game. And from what I hear, everybody in Florida knows who Tyreek Hill is. Everyone who follows football knows who this guy is. So they were very clear when they pulled him open and he rolled down that window who he was. Pretty sure they knew where he was going because the stadium's right there and he's telling them. They knew what was happening. So you have people. So if you don't know what happened, traffic stop, driving carelessly and without a seatbelt on. So it was a simple traffic stop that ended up with him in handcuffs and then being tackled to the ground. Now, one of the things that I can accuse Tyreek of is talking too much because he just talked the whole time. But so what? Police seem to know how to de-escalate, have a rapport with everyone except for like black and brown people, with white people. If that was a white man getting out of that, yes, it's true, getting out of that expensive ass car, right? When they pulled him over, well, actually, not even getting out. They pulled him over, had him roll down the window to give them his license, rolled down the window and saw a white man, conversation would have been different on his face. It would have been something like, "Hi, sir, how are you today? You were driving a little recklessly back there and you don't have on your seatbelt. Can I run your license?" Or maybe not even that. Well, yeah, because maybe he would have gotten a ticket, or maybe he would have just gotten a warning. Be careful, don't speed. It's a heavily dense area. The football stadium is right here. Slow down later on and you have a good day. It would have been something like that. Definitely would have been, "Hi, how are you?" It wouldn't have been, you have my license, you have the license. Yeah, he said, "Okay, do what you have to do." And you still talk like you're talking to him. And he rolls up his window because you're going to check. Okay, debatable, but who cares? You have his license at this point. You know who the hell he is. He rolls it down a crack, but that's not good enough for you. You still get upset with him because what, you think he's cocky, right? Because you know who he is. So he's a cocky, arrogant black men with money and you don't like it. So that's why the whole demeanor of that one officer saying these little smart tidbits, telling him to stop crying, oh, you know what? Let you be the judge of it. Okay, so because we have the video here.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why you have it up? Hey, keep your window down. Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me your ass, bro. Get out of the car. Give me your ass, bro. Break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of that don't you understand?
Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin.
When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too late.
All right, bro. Take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do.
Already, the energy is off. You do what the fuck we tell you to do. Too late. Like all that energy is just off. And let me tell you another thing about black men in these situations. Tyreek is acting like it's cool, Drew, get her. He's scared. Any black man that is stopped by the police already is afraid because it never ends well. It never ends well. Even if you have celebrity, it doesn't end well. So there's always a nervousness around police. I am very surprised that they didn't come with guns drawn. That was a surprise.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew, hey.
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. Can you stop crying?
Bro, y'all.
Don't move.
Good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy.
Just set him up.
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, bro, dude beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
Hey. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. Bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
I just heard you in your ears when we go there with the window down.
Chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro.
Back up.
Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Hey, what? Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew. Hey.
I'm not doing nothing. What am I doing that's wrong?
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen. Hey, man, they got Tyreek. The cops over here beating on him, man. They over here beating on Tyreek,
Listen, big man, don't park there, man. Just get in
the
car.
Hey, Drew, you gotta come, man.
Just get in the car.
Right up the side, on the side of the,
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car.
You gotta go before you get a ticket.
Hey, you're in the car.
Who's the driver? This is my car.
All right, move.
All right, I'll take that.
You gotta move right now.
I'm coming, man.
Let me have your license. You're gonna have to ticket too.
I'm coming.
Let me have your license. You're gonna have ticket. Let me have your license.
Let me have your license too, because you're just parked and trying to make sure that your friend doesn't get shot. Let me have your license too, because what these other guys are doing, the people on his team, they're trying to make sure that Tyreek does not get shot or that he does not get brutalized. They're not trying to leave the situation because the cops have escalated it instead of bringing it down. They're not talking to anyone. There's no conversation. There's no like, bro, he was driving, we got this, we about to let him go. There's none of it. It has gone from 0 to 1,000, right? But then you have these people, these racists who don't really get it, right? They always see like, why doesn't he just comply? Why is he being treated like that for a minor traffic violation? Driving carelessly and without a seatbelt. This is what happens. You're that pissed off because this man was driving without a seatbelt on? No, you're pissed off because it's a black man. He's a football player. He's driving this car. Like, there's so many things that they're just pissed off about that you can see in this energy because it's different. It's a different energy. I've seen white men be pulled over. I've seen belligerent, drunk white men be pulled over in a sports car and they get treated better than this. That kid that shot the other kids in the school was treated differently than this. That is the complaint. I don't care if this man has a history. I don't care if he's been arrested again. I don't care if he was a meth head. I don't care about that because that's not what is at issue. It is this traffic stop and how they treat black men. And I go back to, if Trump is elected and there's Project 2025, these cops get immunity. They can act out with reckless abandon, and they will. That's enough on that. But speaking about Florida, because we always have to speak about Florida, Ron DeSantis is out here weaponizing the police again. Oh, big surprise, right? Not like he's never done that before, because he absolutely has. Because remember when Florida voted to allow felons to vote? And so Ron DeSantis had police running around trying to arrest felons and telling them that they couldn't vote or that they voted illegally and that they were going back to jail. Just all of the nonsense so that these people were terrified of voting. So what does he do now? The abortion initiative, right? That petition that got over 1 million signatures across the spectrum. Democrats, independents, Republicans all signed that. You know they did. Pretty sure they didn't have to get 1 million signatures. Not sure how many signatures they needed to get this abortion on the ballot. But I'm pretty sure that they said, you know what? Ron DeSantis is going to pull some shit. We got to get far more than we actually need. And I'm sure that that's what they did, because they already knew that Ron DeSantis would pull this stunt and have the state police going to the people who signed this petition. What, are they going to go to 1 million people who signed this petition to ask them questions because they're doing an investigation of some type of a petition fraud? Like, again, where's it going to go? To 1 million households, right? That's why it was smart. What if we only needed 20,000 signatures? We got 1 million. You try knocking on 1 million. You go do that. Let me see where it gets you. To investigate what? If they're actually eligible to vote? Like, it's so crazy. It's intimidation. It's like, what do you want them to do? I changed my mind. I want my name off the petition. It's unbelievable. All women, like all of this, to stop women from women and girls from having a choice. All of this, you are weaponizing police because you are pissed off that women want to choose what to do with their bodies. You're pissed off about that? You virtually banned abortion because no one knows at 6 weeks that they're even pregnant. If you are raped, you have to show 2 forms of proof that you've been raped. Yeah, go to the police. You have to go to I think 2 doctors, all within a short frame of time. It's got to fit in the 6 weeks. And who reports rape like that? No one. Because it is deeply personal and traumatizing. That has to be thought out. You don't even tell your family members and those closest to you that something like that happened. So here, this man is upset that the possibility that women can make a decision on their own, he sends the police out first chance he gets. This is Republican Party. We have to get rid of them. One step at a time. We're going to get to Florida, right? She's investing money there now. Probably not going to win Florida. We know that. But that doesn't mean that we stop. That doesn't mean that we give up on the women in Florida. And God willing, this gets on the ballot. I think it is on the ballot. They're trying to question it and get it off the ballot. And that it gets enshrined into Florida law. That would be the big middle finger to Ron DeSantis and his Gestapo. All right, so let's talk about what everyone has come here for. So I'm going to kind of be all over the place with this because it was great. It's so much video footage that I didn't want to get because I didn't just want to bombard. It's just a lot. But let's just say this. By now, you're either team happy and joyous or you're team sad, weird, and crazy at this point. You're either one of the two. Because what VP Kamala Harris did last night was teach a master class on how to deal with a bully. A master class on it. The first step in dealing with a bully is to confront the bully. The next step to deal with a bully is to exploit his weaknesses. She did that, didn't she? Then just her overall next step was to get her message out and her policy out to the people, looking straight at the people, right? Pivots back to the bully. Let's deal with the bully. That's how we deal with the bully. We exploit his weaknesses. So she introduced herself. She talked about her policy. She turned to the bully, looked him in his face, and she exploited him. And she knew how to exploit him. She exploited him by pushing all of his buttons, baited him. That was the exploitation of the bully. And then when she just sits back and let him do what he does, then she pivots back and she talks about what she has to offer. Because now that's the contrast. That's how you deal with the bully. Definitely. You own him. Then you exploit him. And then you contrast your differences. And then you win. And it was a master class. Hey, baby Juggernaut. Make sure that you tune in if you're not tired and if you have time, because at 8:00, well, maybe a little after, but Brian on the Black and White Show is going to start his show at 8:00, and I'm going to pop on over and do the show with him. So I'm going to try to get through this debate stuff really quick. I mean, you've all watched it, so you all know, but that is how we deal with the bully. So let's first see how she commanded the stage, right? Because again, that's the first part of dealing with this bully. It's commanding, it's owning him. So let's watch how she owned him. I think this is it.
Let's have a good debate.
You see, have fun.
Thank you.
Let's do that again. There we go.
Kamala Harris. Let's have a good debate.
You see, have fun.
Thank you.
And have fun. So, me and Brian, we talked about this and we were saying, was she going to shake his hand? Brian was a no. I was like, oh, hell yes, she's going to shake his hand because Kamala is not petty. Kamala is about the business. Kamala wanted to own Trump. So she wasn't going to cower, I'm not because he talked bad about me. She's ignoring all of that noise because she has a job, and that is selling to America that, yes, I am the presidential one. I work for you. I have strength, and I am going to command this room. That's what she did. You see how she walked way over there to shake his hand because he wasn't going to do it. Because who's the coward? He's the coward. He wasn't going to do it. And she did it. And then she said, I'm Kamala. Know my name. Pronounce my name correctly. And then said, let's have a good debate. Shade, shade, shade. That woman, man, listen. So that's how she owned him. Now, Trump should not have been flat-footed. Why is he flat-footed? Because if you are actually a strong leader, strong leaders realize their own weaknesses. Like people who are cognizant and who just are aware of things, like I know what my weaknesses are. I know the things that I need to work on. Like I say that in my personal relationships, job relationships, I know my strengths. I know how to play them up. I know my weaknesses. Trump doesn't think he has weaknesses. That's why she was able to exploit them. And she friggin' was broadcasting what she was going to do with the signs all over Pennsylvania, with the television ads, and with this little ad right here from our favorite president.
His problems.
Oh, she had a big
Let's go here.
Who has not stopped whining about his problems.
Oh, she had a big crowd. Oh, the crowd.
This weird obsession with crowd sizes. It just goes on and on and on. America's ready for a new chapter. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Morning, peeps. Hello.
She told him that I'm going to exploit that weakness. He should have prepared for it. But you know what? He's unhinged and unrattled. So those kind of people can't prepare. So let's see what she did to exploit his weakness.
Mills cause cancer.
Let's go.
Unusual. And I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your desires. And I'll tell you, I believe you deserve a president who actually puts you first, and I pledge to you that I will. Something really unusual, and I'm going to...
So, that's the exploitation. How do you hit Trump if you want to insult him other than calling him weird? You talk about his crowd sizes. He was pissed at Obama when he did it. They put it in an ad. Did he not see the ad? Did he not know she was coming for him? Guess he didn't, because let's listen to how he responded.
it's a shame. As far as rallies are concerned, as far as the reason they go is they like what I say. They want to bring our country back. They want to make America great again. It's a very simple phrase, make America great again. She's destroying this country, and if she becomes president, this country doesn't have a chance of success. Not only success, we'll end up being Venezuela on steroids.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is the
people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
But the people on
I'm taking it from
television
the
say
city manager.
the dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice
We'll
President
find
Harris,
out.
I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
You talk about extreme. This is, I think, one of the reasons why in this election I actually have the endorsement of 200 Republicans who have formerly worked with President Bush, Mitt Romney, and John McCain, including the endorsement of former Vice President Dick Cheney and Congress member Liz Cheney. And if you want to really know the inside track on who the former president is, if he didn't make it clear already, just ask people who have worked with him. His former chief of staff, a four-star general, has said he has contempt for the Constitution of the United States. His former national security advisor has said he is dangerous and unfit. His former Secretary of Defense has said the nation, the Republic, would never survive another Trump term. And when we listen to this kind of rhetoric, when the issues that affect the American people are not being addressed, I think the choice is clear in this election.
The choice is clear in this election. Like, how much more clearer can it get if him talking about people eating friggin' your pets and dogs, like racist, divisive, like all of those things all the time. Like, he just gave her like a score. She's just looking at him like, dude, I didn't even think you would go down that rabbit hole. Like, she really was like, I just wanted you to say your crowd sizes were bigger than Martin Luther King's. I didn't know you were going to start talking about immigrants eating dogs. Like, he truly didn't. Hey, Okie Joe, she truly didn't think he was going to go down that far. And he really did. He dove deep into that rabbit hole, and wow, he just did that. And she, like, on the things that he could have hit her on, she was proactive on it, because we already knew, if you watched Biden's debate, Trump's favorite thing is immigration, right? And it's like, he couldn't even formulate an attack around that, because like his favorite thing is like, I don't need to prepare. Like, dude, so we can see that. But she still stopped that in its tracks, because she was like, he's going to keep going back to immigration. Even if we're not discussing immigration, he's going to talk about immigration. Just watch him, right? But anyway, back to the dogs. That is a lie. But the crazy thing is, Byron Donalds, JD Vance, they're all still out here talking about the dogs like that is a true story, which it is not a true story. And I'm offended by it, because I have Haitian friends, and that's just disgusting. It's just a disgusting lie. And Trump knows it's a lie, but it's like his base loves that kind of thing, because it helps them with their hate. It keeps the hate boiling up to the surface. It's like, keep giving them something to hate. If you keep giving them something or someone to hate, they will always be on your side. And that's exactly what he's doing. He knows he's telling a friggin' lie, but he doesn't care. And he doesn't care who his lies hurt. Meanwhile, exactly, and the press gave him an extra 5 minutes to hang himself. That's really what they did. They're like, you know what? Let him talk. Yeah, everyone was happy to hear him talk. Meanwhile, the dogs in America,
they're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
yeah. It's just, yeah, that happened. So next, I have another show at 8 o'clock, so I'm sorry, everyone. So she hit him on that. Like I said, again, it's the own the stage, it's exploit your enemy, and then you pivot. So once she gets him to look crazy, then she can contrast the two of them. Because now you've seen the crazy, now she's going to hit you with something normal. She's going to talk about her plans. She's going to talk about her policies. Like I have another clip, and this probably isn't in that clip, but it is her response. But that's what she did. She exploited, let him talk, and then she pivoted to, listen, he's the tired, old one-trick pony guy, right? That's him. Aren't y'all tired of that? Come on over. Come on over here. We're trying to unite. We are working for the middle class families. You're all welcome. It doesn't matter. This guy, he talks about himself 24/7 and dogs and cats. He makes no sense. I'm trying to give first-time home buyers up to $25,000. I'm trying to give new parents up to $6,000 in a tax child credit so that they're able to buy cribs, diapers, baby food, all the things that Republicans say are so expensive because of inflation, but don't want to do anything about it. But what Trump's big idea for tariffs, which it's good because she didn't even say the word, right? He started talking about it. She just called it taxes because that's what a tariff is. It's like MAGA are so crazy and stupid, and he's got them so brainwashed. And one of the things that Trump did not lie about is when he said he loved the undereducated, because he knew that if some people were more dumb than he is, he can sell them anything. Like they're literally going around saying he won that debate, that he owned that debate. Like they're defending that. So he already knows. Taxes. Tariffs mean, yeah, taxes. Because if you're making imports more expensive for those folks that we're importing from, they're going to make up the money from somewhere. The cost of goods are going to cost more money. Like that's almost like common sense, but you know, some people don't have it. It's wild. Yep, the split screen did work for her because he looked just like his mugshot looked. You could have just put his mugshot up there and had his voice. Like it, he just looked miserable. He didn't want to be there. She's not his equal in his mind. Like just all of that stuff. But so that's what she continued to do. Let's get her answer because I answered for her. And of course, I am not elegant at all. So let's get her answer.
And
started over.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that.
Oh,
and
okay.
Clearly he is having a very difficult.
Hold on. I am ahead of myself. I am sorry. Now I'm trying to rush because I'm at the finish line. So this was the J6 conversation when he was asked again, you know, because he went on TV this week and said he lost by a whisker. And now he's saying that was like him being sarcastic. But actually, the moderator challenged him. He's like, no, I watched it. There was no sarcasm there. Like, what are you talking about? No sarcasm. You know, they cheat. they cheat, I won, just all of the bullshit that he always says. And Kamala had an answer for him. Like, it was, how do you not prepare for this? Because you're so bad off that everything, your stupid immigration, dude, there was an immigration bill that's still sitting in Congress that she has said that she will sign. That you can't even hit her on that. What are you gonna hit her on? Abortion? You can't do that. All you do is lie about it. J6? It's all you, bro. Like, you can't. So, but that was the question here, was about him denying the election results once again. I'm not going to play all of that, but we will play her responses because the responses were really good and they deserve to be heard over and over again.
I'm processing.
Especially this one.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that. And clearly he is having a very difficult time processing that. But we cannot afford to have a president of the United States who attempts, as he did in the past, to upend the will of the voters in a free and fair election. And I'm going to tell you that I have traveled the world as Vice President of the United States, and world leaders are laughing at Donald Trump. I have talked with military leaders, some of whom worked with you, and they say you're a disgrace. And when you then talk in this way in a presidential debate and deny what over and over again are court cases you have lost because you did, in fact, lose that election, it leads one to believe that perhaps we do not have in the candidate to my right the temperament or the ability to not be confused about facts.
Oh my God, that was fucking priceless. Are you kidding me? Perhaps the person to my right doesn't have the temperament because he's fucking confused about facts. To be honest, he's not confused about facts. He's just a liar. This is basically what it is. So that was her dragging him on being a whole friggin' election denier. And then he was asked about J6. Will he, take any responsibility? Could he have done something differently? Once again, it's like, nope. What does he do? He blames Nancy Pelosi and the governor. He's the whole president, but it was Nancy Pelosi, because there's video, because her daughter made the video, blah, 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 all of this stuff, and the governor, but he was the president. Like, again, his audience are MAGA because they can't think as far as they can be thrown. Like, they just don't think because he's the president. He can call in the National Guard whenever he wants. Isn't that what he wants to do now? He wants to kill his enemy, call in the National Guard and like weaponize them. But here he's acting like, oh no, I can't do that. I don't, it was Nancy Pelosi. She admitted it. Like, insane. It's just insane. What is this clip? Then abortion. Did this man not say that Okie Joe, Baby Juggernaut, and the rest of you out there, Republicans, Independents, Democrats, we all asked him to get rid of Roe. Everybody. Because in 52 years, they have been trying to do it, and he's the only one that could do it because we've been begging him. We've been begging him to let cancer patients that happen to become pregnant die because they have to stop chemotherapy because the chemo would kill the embryo. We've been begging him for that. We've been begging him to let our 7th graders be raped and not be able to have an abortion. Haven't y'all been begging him for this? Because I've been begging him for this. Haven't y'all been begging him to have your daughters or your sisters or your aunties or even your mamas in some parking lot or hotel bathroom or salon bathroom bleeding out? I mean, that's what I wanted. I mean, I wish that could happen to me now. I've been begging the lawmakers to let that shit happen. I don't know, like, have we begging him, like, if your uncle rapes you and, you know, you get pregnant, like, gonna have your uncle's child? Like, we just been begging him to be victims of incest and be forced to have children. Like, just begging him. Per Donald Trump. So I guess he speaks for just all of us because, you know, rapists, they know. they know women, I guess. Let's hear Kamala's response.
To do with her body. I have talked with to agree. The government and Donald Trump certainly should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. I have talked with women around our country. You want to talk about this is what people wanted? Pregnant women who want to carry a pregnancy to term, suffering from a miscarriage, being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers are afraid they might go to jail, and she's bleeding out in a car in the parking lot. She didn't want that. Her husband didn't want that. A 12 or 13-year-old survivor of incest being forced to carry a pregnancy to term. They don't want that. And I pledge to you, when Congress passes a bill to put back in place the protections of Roe v. Wade, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. But understand, if Donald Trump were to be reelected, he will sign a national abortion ban. What to do to...
Sorry, guys. He will sign a national abortion ban. In the past week, and then we're going to do one more little segment. In the past week, Donald Trump has said that he is for reproductive rights. He has pretended that he wasn't going to vote for the 6-week abortion ban. Like, he's just been back and forth, you know, but we all know, because he keeps telling us at the end of the day, and we have him on video saying that this is what we wanted. Well, one, that's bad judgment for president, right? Because it's not what anyone wanted. Women in Idaho are literally being med-flighted out of the hospital emergency departments to different states to be treated, because they keep them around so long, because Idaho has that fucked up rule where women cannot be treated until they're near death, right? And what does that mean? What does that really mean? So does that mean that we wait for one organ to fail or 2 organs to fail? Does that mean that we wait for the heart rate to be, you know, 240 over 120? Like, what does that mean? When she goes into sepsis and the infection spread, like, they won't do anything until she's near death. Near death in whose eyes? Like, this is what we're dealing with. And Donald Trump is like, everybody want it back into the states. Why would anyone want that? The states are crazy. We can see that because every state has something that's even more disgusting and more ghoulish for women and little girls. Forcing women to carry dead fetuses is disgusting. So now she's got to walk around until she miscarries? What? So people can go, when are you due? Or did she just stay in the house? Like, how does that impact her family? What if you have another young child? How do you even explain that? Yeah, mommy has your brother or sister inside. I don't know. Like, what happens there? I don't even know what happens there. What if you're an older woman in one of those Republican states? You think you're in menopause. You get pregnant. You could be 50, 51, 52. You mean that they're forcing a woman in her 50s to give birth? Or try to leave the state if you have the means? If Donald Trump is president, the means don't matter anymore because they're going to ban it. Not only are they going to ban it, they're going to go further. They're going to ban your travel. Project 2025 says they're going to change the Department of Health to the Department of Life. So the only thing that they're going to care about are these embryos and fetuses, the unborn. They're giving the unborn personhood. So that means, once again, because again, this is Donald Trump saying this is something that we wanted. So if a woman says she got addicted to crack with her boyfriend and she didn't know that she was pregnant, they're taking hits of crack or whatever you call it. I don't use it, so I don't know what it's called. Drugs. She has a miscarriage. If she's in Alabama, she gets arrested. She's going to jail because that miscarriage is a crime because she was using the drugs. So basically, she killed a clump of cells, I guess. So she's going to jail because there are women right now in jail for this very thing. But the person who got her addicted to drugs, who she was doing drugs with, it's not any attempted murder. Like, he didn't. What did that person do? Nothing. They just go. They just get scot-free. And he got pregnant and addicted to drugs, but nothing happens to him. No, Donald Trump, we did not ask for any of this. Our daughters did not ask for any of this. This is insane. Last thing, and then we're gonna go. She hit him on the racism. I'm glad. So when Dana Bash asked the question to Kamala about Donald Trump saying that she turned Black, I did not like the way she framed it. It was weird. It was like asking her to explain why he would say such a thing, right? Why you ask me that question? So she was like, next question. We're not commenting on that. So last night, David Muir, or I think her name was Lindsay Davies, I can't remember her name, one of them asked the question. But the way they asked the question, it was framed a little differently, and I can't quite remember what made it differently, but I do remember the feeling that I had, like, okay, I'm not upset about the way they asked this question, because fair question. He has been saying all of these things about her. So then he goes into his tirade about, I don't care what she is, it doesn't matter to me. But then, because he can't help himself, he could have stopped there. He could have stopped with, I don't care. But he couldn't stop there, could he? No, he couldn't. He had to keep going and say, well, and I read that, she was, and then she wasn't. Now she is. And then I read that she put out, because he slid that in there. She put out. He did say that. It may have gotten past some people, but I looked it up, like the quote, and that was it. He actually said, I read that she put out. He's calling her loose, right? So he did all that back and forth about, her, however she IDs. So then it went to Kamala. And the beautiful thing that Kamala did was call Donald Trump a racist without calling Donald Trump a racist. She highlighted his disgusting racism without talking about him being racist to her, which he has, because throughout her short campaign, she has not talked about being a woman of color. His comments about her changing Black one day, she just has been above all of that. And she was above it last night. She never talked about that. But what she did do was highlight how divisive he is and how she wants unity. But she also said, this is his MO. dating back to whenever. Housing discrimination, right? He wasn't renting to Black people. Then she took it to the exonerated five, also known as CP5, also known as Central Park 5, how he wanted them executed for something that they didn't do. When they were exonerated, he doubled down. She brought that stuff up, and he should have known because she had them at her nomination thing. Like, they were there. So, like, if you're paying attention, this is important, right? Like, but of course, he doesn't study. He doesn't care. He doesn't care to. So now she highlighted all of his racism, and his answer to her highlighting his racism is, that's nothing now. That was back then. It's like, are we serious right now? Because the question was, she didn't say this, I'm saying this. The question was about the racism you're actually doing towards me right now. Oh my God. So it was really good. It is 8:00. So I have to jump on. I don't know. Again, if anyone has time, another, 40 minutes or so, I don't know, jump on for 20 minutes. I have another podcast that I'm going to pop over to. It's called The Black and White Show with Brian Rundle and myself. So if you do have a minute, please check that out for a little while. It won't be me just rambling to myself. It will be me and someone else. I appreciate everyone that showed up. Thank you, Okie Joe. I will see you on the platform. Thank you for jumping in. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Baby Juggernaut, for always showing up. I typically come on Thursdays at 8:00, like I was saying, but I didn't want to wait until 8:00 to talk about the debate, because I feel like I would just be last in line. They'd be like, why is she still talking about this debate? It was like a freaking million years ago. So that's why I'm here today. Baby Juggernaut, maybe I will see you over on the other show. Good night, everyone. What is it? Wednesday? I don't know. I won't see you. Have a good weekend. Be safe out there, and talk to you all later. See you next Thursday at 8:00. Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.